Panic had made my mind go blank, but my hand instinctively went for my magic bag. I pulled out a small bit of twine. Hardly a rope, but it triggered a memory. Something Zia had done in New York Museum. I threw the twine at Wayne and yelled a single word that Isis said. Taz! A golden hieroglyph burned in the air over Wayne's head. The twine whipped around him like an angry snake, growing longer and thicker as it flew. Wayne's eyes widened. He stumbled back and set jets of flame shooting up from both staves, but the rope was too quick. It lashed around his ankles and toppled him sideways, wrapping around his whole body until he was encased in a twine cocoon from chin to toes. He struggled and screamed and called me quite a few unflattering names. I got up unsteadily. Jared was still out cold. I retrieved my staff, which had fallen next to Wayne. He continued straining against the twine and cursing in Egyptian, which sounded strange with an American southern accent. Finish him, Isis warned. He can still speak. He will not rest until he destroys you. Fire! Wayne screamed. Water! Cheese! Even the cheese command did not work. I reckoned his rage was throwing his magic off balance, making it impossible to focus, but I knew he would recover soon. Silence, I said. Wayne's voice abruptly stopped working. He kept screaming, but no sound came out. I'm not your enemy, I told him, but I can't have you killing me either. Something wriggled in my pocket, and I remembered Carter. I took him out. He looked okay, except of course the fact that he was still a lizard. I'll try to change you back, I told him. Hopefully I won't make things worse. He made a little croak that didn't convey much confidence. I closed my eyes and imagined Carter as he should be, a tall boy of 14, badly dressed, very human, very annoying. Carter began to feel heavy in my hands. I put him down and watched as the lizard grew into a vaguely human blob. But by the count of 3, my brother was lying on his stomach, his sword impact next to him on the lawn. He spit the grass out of his mouth. How'd you do that? I don't know, I admitted. You just seemed wrong. Thanks a lot. He got up and checked to make sure that he had all his fingers. Then he saw the 2 magicians and his mouth fell open. What did you do to them? Tied one up, knocked the other one out. Magic. No, I mean, he faltered, searching for words, then gave up and pointed. I looked at the magicians and yelped. Wayne wasn't moving. His eyes and mouth were open, but he wasn't blinking or breathing. Next to him, Jared looked just as frozen. As we watched, their mouths began to glow as if they swallowed matches. 2 tiny yellow orbs of fire popped out from between their lips and shot into the air, disappearing in the sunlight. What was that? I asked. Are they dead? Carter approached them cautiously and put his hand on Wayne's neck. It doesn't even feel like skin, more like rock. No, they were human. I didn't turn them to rock. Carter felt Jared's forehead while I whacked him with my wand. It's cracked. What? Carter picked up his sword. Before I could even scream, he brought the hilt down on Jared's face, and the magician's head cracked into shards like a flower pot. They're made of clay, Carter said. They're both Shabati. He kicked Wayne's arm, and I heard it crunch under the twine. But they were casting spells, I said, and talking. They were real. As we watched, the Shabati crumbled to dust, leaving nothing behind but a bit of my twine, 2 staves, and some grungy clothes. Toth was testing us, Carter guessed. Those balls of fire, though... He frowned as if trying to recall something important. Probably the magic that animated them, I guessed, flying back to their master, like a recording of what they did? It sounded like a solid theory to me, but Carter seemed awfully troubled. He pointed to the blasted back door of the Graceland. Is the whole house like that? Worse. I looked at the ruined Elvis jumpsuit under Jared's clothes and scattered rhinestones. Maybe Elvis had no taste, but I still felt bad about trashing the king's palace. If the place had been important to Dad... Suddenly an idea perked me up. What was it Amos said when he repaired that saucer?